music just feels so good. You're on to number one.
Welcome back, y'all. How you doing? You know what it is right here, Triple Threat FM Radio. It's the Echo Chamber, and right now I have on the phone with me singer-songwriter Yasmeen. Yasmeen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. So happy to have you on the show. Thank you for your time and your talent. If you're ready, let's just dive right in.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Okay, so it's the same way we usually start every interview. When did you start singing?
That is a good question. I was singing a lot when I was younger, like 6 years old. Singing in the car, singing along to the radio. Always had my mom putting on NSYNC and putting on Britney Spears.
Okay, all right.
I know. I'm still such a huge NSYNC fan.
Right.
But yeah, just growing up, and then it wasn't until maybe I was in sixth grade when I really wanted to enter my school's talent show, and that was probably the first time that I ever sang in public.
Oh, okay. And how'd that go? Okay. Let's do a better question. What did you sing, and then how did it go?
Yeah, so I actually ended up singing High School Musical 3, Can I Have This Dance?
Okay.
I was very obsessed with High School Musical. It went really well. Strangely enough, that was the first time that I had ever publicly sang in front of an audience. And even though I was probably very nervous, I got through it. It was a good time. And that was my first time realizing how much I really love performing. Okay.
All right. Now, so you get up there, you sing, you do great. Everyone's cheering for you. Oh my God, you're the next, big pop star. Like, was that like the moment for you, or do you kind of recollect when it was like, this is it, like this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? Was there like a moment?
Actually, that's a good question. I did not have that moment when I was little, because I was really more focused on school, and
right.
Even growing up, in high school, I did the whole choir thing, show choir thing.
Right.
I grew up with a Middle Eastern background, so I had some strict parents, and music, doing music full time wasn't something that was like on the menu
Gotcha.
for ethnic
Okay.
parents. And so I never really had that idea of maybe I could make something of it until I got into my 20s.
Oh wow. Okay. And okay, so you're talking about, having strict parents and focusing on your studies, because I do want to get into that, because you are an engineer, you're getting your education, and I 100% for it. That is totally awesome. So when you told your parents, your family, like, I want to pursue singing, I want to become a singer, and first of all, what was their reaction like when you told them that?
Absolutely. So it was something which is odd to explain. So my parents are actually divorced.
Okay.
But I was raised by my mom. And even though she was very much, focus on your studies, she still came to every single one of my talent shows, performances, events, even in college. She would always, kind of voice her concern with like, oh, I want you to focus on your school
right.
and stuff like that. And me, being older and being in college, I told her, I'm studying mechanical engineering, but at the same time, like, I can do music and I can do engineering at the same time.
Right.
It was something that I was like, I have to have the best of both worlds, because music was just something that I couldn't let go of, something I couldn't see myself just doing engineering,
Gotcha. Okay. So, you're in your 20s where you decide, okay, I want to go ahead, I want to pursue singing. By this time, you're already in college, you're already pursuing well into your engineering education. How hard was it, or maybe it was easy, but how was it being able to balance both?
Oof, I'm not going to lie. my undergrad career, and I just graduated last year with my undergrad in
Congrats.
mechanical engineering.
Congrats.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
take 2 seconds and let's congratulate you. That's awesome.
Thank you. That was the most probably rough, most difficult 5 years of my life.
Right.
Yeah, it took me 5 years. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I continue to do music on the side. I was actually a part of a pop a cappella group called Rise, and we did everything and beyond. Not only did I get my degree, but I was able to also participate in a National Cheerios commercial. I was able to, I don't know if you've seen the movie Pitch Perfect.
Of course.
But,
Who hasn't?
Yes, of course, right? That's actually based off of a real competition,
Right.
A real collegiate competition, and we did that. We went all the way. We made it to finals. We were the first a cappella group at my university to do that,
Right.
Because we were the first pop a cappella group. So a lot of opportunities. I got to sing at Carnegie Hall. I was with a group.
Nice.
I enjoyed performing so much, and towards the end of pretty much my undergrad career, that's when the pandemic happened, of course, and all that fun stuff. But I knew in the back of my head that once I was done with school, what were my next steps? I still wanted to be heavily involved in music. I just didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And then it occurred to me, why don't I take this opportunity to do something solo as an artist? It was very scary for me because I don't have that music background. Yeah,
Right.
I did talent shows and I did shows and I was a part of an a cappella group, but I don't have a music theory background. I didn't go to school for music. It was just something that I did for fun on the side. And so that transition, making that transition from singing with a group and being a part of a group, but then actually coming up with my own music and recording and songwriting and marketing myself as an artist, as a solo artist, that was something that was completely new territory for me.
Okay, so when it comes to your engineering education, what do you want to become with that?
Yeah, so yes, I'm actually currently pursuing a master's in engineering management right now.
Okay.
It's something, I don't know if I probably didn't mention this before, but I was actually heavily involved with my organizations on campus when I was an undergrad. So I was president of Society of Women Engineers. I was president of the pop a cappella group that I talked about for 2 years as well. And so I knew that I could have a good career in engineering, but alongside of that, I also knew that leadership was something that I wanted to pursue, an executive role or an executive career. And so I thought, well, why not why not do an engineering MBA, pretty much,
right? Okay.
And navigate the ways of an engineering business and how to be an executive or a project engineer, manager, so that's the route that I'm currently going towards.
Okay, so basically, you can do anything that you want. I just want to throw that out there because it just seems like, what I'm saying, you can sing and you can lead and you're mad smart. This is awesome. This is so awesome.
I appreciate it. I truly believe that anyone can put their mind to anything that they want. I'm very passionate in the things that I do, and I'm very much, if I have a goal in mind, I'm going to achieve it no matter what. No is not in my vocabulary.
Right.
But yeah, I honestly, I have to owe that to my mom. She's such a superhero, and she's taught me she's pretty much the reason why I am what I am today. So.
Right. And listen, props to you. One of the big things, when it comes to, I'm older. Let's put it that way. I'm older than most of the people that we interview, and one of the big fears that we've had is that the generation that's out now isn't grinding for what they want. They sometimes it comes off like they kind of want it handed to them. And when I see somebody like you, and then another artist that I interviewed, I think about 2 weeks ago, her name is Nicole Michelle, same thing. She's going in for behavioral studies, and she's in college. And I see this kind of stuff, and I'm like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. You guys are working hard, and we love to see it. And you have I mean, you're pursuing both at the same time. There's always one can back up the other, but I mean, it's just awesome to see. And so props to you and for all the hard work that you put into this thing. I mean, this is amazing. So let's get into some of the work that you've done when it comes to the music. So you have this song out right now called "Something Good." Let's talk about it. So, what does this song mean to you?
Sure. Pretty much the song itself, and in the lyrics you'll hear it. It's very much if you're crushing on someone, or if there's someone in your life that you're involved with, and you've kind of had a long day, you're either dating this person or living with this person, or just someone that's your muse at the moment. Right. And it's really about the fact, like, you could be having a rough day, it could be whatever day it is, but once you see that person, or once you make plans with that person, or just even seeing them at the end of the day, and then just seeing them all dressed up, you're like, wow, like, yeah, I had a rough day, what have you, but like, I'm so excited to see this person. I'm like, they look good, it's kind of they look really good, they're all nice. Yeah, so it's very much like I don't want to say like a simp type of song, right, but it's very much like, my partner or this person looks so good, I really enjoy this, and it's really just a good time. It's a vibe. It's a feel good song. Thank you. Yeah, it's something you put on the car, roll your windows down. Exactly. At night,
Right. Okay. All right. I got you. How long did it take you to write the song?
Believe it or not, the main portion of the song I probably wrote in an hour. Okay. I think I was actually working, and I was probably in a meeting or something, and I'm telecommuting, by the way. Right. So like, I'm at home, but like, I have my phone, and like, this idea of like a Justin Timberlake mixed with like Chris Stapleton type of guitar riff was in my head, and really, I started the song with that first guitar riff that you hear in the very beginning. Right. And that's what I heard in my head, and I was like, I love the way this sounds, and I started building upon it, and then, but first, of course, I recorded my sound, and I got back to work, and then after work, I was like, I'm going to come back and revisit, and and then I wrote the song, and then I guess the rest is history.
Okay, who produced it?
Presave King. He has produced some other artists that I know in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas. Shout out. He's fantastic. He's the one who he's the one who mixed and mastered the song. Right. Brendan, Brendan, he was the one who actually produced the song. Okay. He was also the person who played the guitar in the beginning and throughout the entire song. Nice. Shout out to Brendan.
Everyone's got to get their credit. That's what we try. We want that. Definitely. Okay. Is this part of a larger project? Is this like, are you looking at an EP or an album, or is this kind of rolling along with singles for right now?
Ooh, that's a good question. So I guess I can say it. I'm actually working on an album currently.
Yes!
And I will be dropping it very soon.
Okay, now listen, we like very soon. We like it. But we need a little more. Do we have a month? Do we have, early 2022, late 2021?
When I say very soon, I mean like October of
this year. Okay. Yes. Okay. So all right.
It's on its way. I'm very excited. I'm finalizing a few last minute things, but yeah, it's gonna be ready to go very soon, and I'll be having also an album release event. Nice. It'll be like a concert. I'll have 2 other bands playing. And then okay. I'll close out the show. It's gonna be a really good time.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, listen, Yasmeen. Triple Threat wants to work with you in some way. We got to get this music out there. We support good music, and this is definitely some good music. So that's awesome. We're happy. I can't wait. Can we expect any more singles to come out before the album drops, or is it this kind of it, and then boom, the album's coming out soon?
Yeah, this is kind of it. I actually have, I think, 4 singles out right now, so that's a lot. And so Yeah, I'm ready to drop the album. I'm ready for people to hear the new songs. I'm ready for everyone to also listen to the singles that came out. And just, I really value the structure of albums. I'm very much like a top, beginning of the album to the end of the album. I want to hear it. Sometimes it tells a story, you know? And so that's kind of how I pictured my album too, to tell a story.
Okay. All right. I respect that. Okay. Right, all your music obviously is on iTunes, right? People can go buy it on iTunes. They can go Spotify, YouTube. They can go listen to it, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes, it's on every streaming platform you can name.
So, give me. I'm gonna talk to the listeners right now. I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna tell them as soon as the show is done, because there's still some show left. As soon as the show is done, go ahead to iTunes and lock up all her music. All right, Yasmeen, lock up all her music. All right, and then you doing a pre-save thing? Are you doing like a pre-save for your album or your?
Yes, absolutely. I'll drop. I'm actually planning on releasing the pre-save and the announcement really officially on all my social medias on Friday. So I guess look out for that.
Oh, snap! All right, so then lock it up. Lock up the pre-save. All right, and then get ready because I think this album's gonna be a beast.
Oh, thank you so much.
I can't wait. I can't wait. All right, okay, so we know about the origin story. Everyone loves a good origin story, okay? We know about what you've been up to and the fact that you're like a genius on the side and now you're singing to our hearts and all that kind of stuff. So if you had the opportunity to collaborate with one artist, any artist, who would they be? And then like, what type of venue would you want to play?
Oh, gosh. That's a hard question. I listen... my playlists consist of R&B pop, like 90s, old school R&B as well. Oh, my gosh. I would have to say, if I could just choose... I'm going to pick two.
Okay.
Snow Allegra. She is an up-and-coming artist. I mean, I feel like she's more than that now. But she's an R&B, Persian and Swedish artist, but she's like kind of broken barriers here in America. Her music is fantastic. I love her songs. And then I probably mentioned this earlier, but Justin Timberlake. A lot of his older music and especially newer music is something that I feel like is heavily influenced by my writing as well, and just like old nostalgic type 90s and early 2000s is what I really that's what inspires me to write too. So my dream collab would probably be
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I would probably have to say Madison Square Garden.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Bring that fire to NY. Let's go.
Yes, I love New York.
That's what I like. I like that. Now, we best friends now. I just want to let you know that. I'm just throwing that out there. We best friends. So, you talked about with Snow Allegra about her being able to break barriers. Now, you're kind of on the cusp with that with what your heritage is and your culture is and what you're trying to do. So I would like to talk a little bit about that because we spoke a little bit about your family, but more about the background of where you come from and what you're trying to do with your music. So do you mind? You want let people know, like, because I was like, oh man, it'd be great. One of the questions I wanted to ask you was, what piece of advice would you give to a Latina? And then immediately they're like, well, I'm not Latina. So talk about where you're from. Talk about what you being able to put the music out means to you and your culture and all that kind of stuff. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And it's funny you mention it. I mean, a lot of people think I'm Latina, and I'm like, I have lots of, Latinas and Latinos friends, but like, I'm not. A lot of people think I am. But no, I'm actually Afghan. Both of my parents are from Afghanistan. I was actually born in Pakistan, and then I moved to America when I was about a month old. So I'm pretty much raised here my entire life. But I guess one takeaway is that, I mean, I don't know any other Afghan American artists who sing pop and R&B music here in America. it's just kind of unheard of. And I mentioned Snow Allegra because she's Persian, and there's not a lot of Persian representation either. And that's just something that's always been kind of in the back of my mind. Even when I was doing engineering, I take pride in the fact that not only am I a woman or a POC in STEM, but like when it comes to music, I don't see people that, I mean, there are people that do look like me, of course, but people with the same background or the same kind of upbringing or mindset, I don't think I can relate to any other artist that grew up like that.
Gotcha.
Especially like with my, what's going on currently in Afghanistan, the tragedy of, the Taliban taking over again, and, oppressing women, and, the fact that they're very much against music and culture and the arts, and it's very, heartbreaking, and, not allowing women to go to school. And so I mean, I would consider myself so lucky that I was able to be brought up in a country where I could express, myself, get an education, continuing to further my education, and not only that, but express my creative side is something I wouldn't have been able to ever do currently if I were, brought up, or not even brought up, but living in Afghanistan currently. And so it means a lot to me that even though there isn't really a face that I can look to now, I mean, currently with Snow, of course, but like, just having some kind of representation, some kind of Middle Eastern representation, Muslim Middle Eastern representation in pop and R&B music is something that we have not seen. Very like underground type of artists, of course, but that's just something that I would love to just, I don't know, break down those walls, break down those barriers, break the stereotypes. I feel like everybody has some kind of preconceived notion of, of what Muslims or what people from Afghanistan are like, that they're not about the arts, which is completely false. You've got like some of the best poetry, poets, music, folk music that comes from, Iran, and
it's a beautiful culture.
Exactly. And there's like a whole other wall that nobody really knows because there is no kind of representation about that. So that's something I really take pride in, the fact that I would love to just continue to share my music, to share my heritage, and something I probably didn't mention, but in my album I actually took a really old Afghan folk song, and it was something that my mother and her mother used to sing to her as a lullaby, I guess. And I kind of transformed it into my own kind of song. And so not only am I singing English verses, but I'm singing my native tongue, Dari. So it really means a lot to me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Are you okay with having that type of pressure on your shoulders? Like, you may not have wanted it, but I mean, you're breaking, like you said, you're breaking down barriers. You're pioneering for women of your culture to step outside of what's allowed over there, and kind of pave a way. Like, are you okay with that? Is that something that you take pride in, that you're able to do that?
Oh, definitely. That is something that I would strive. Like, not only do I always, if there's, friends or people who are trying to learn about music, I mean, I'm no one to talk. I've only been in a year in the game, but like, I try to help as much as I can. Even like I've talked about being a president of, my undergrad organizations. I love helping people. I love sharing my knowledge. I love talking about my heritage, talking to other people like me. I don't mind at all. It's something that I would take on my shoulders. If that means that some girl, either in the Middle East or in Afghanistan, or just someone who relates to me on some kind of level, can see, oh, she can do that. She can do that, and she can do music, and she can do have a career in STEM. I can do something like that. I want to do something like that. Yes.
I like it. That's awesome.
So it would mean a lot to me. I don't mind at all.
All right. That's awesome. All right. So definitely, I mean, that's it's nice to go a little bit beyond just the music and go into like, this is almost like a mission statement for you. Like, this is like, so this is more than just singing songs and making money. Like, you're doing something to pave a way for a whole generation, a whole people. So this is awesome. So I can't wait for the album. I can't wait to hear that song. Do you know the name of the song? Do you have a?
The song that I just talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's actually called Mommy's Lullaby. It was something that my mom, like I mentioned,
right.
That she would sing me to sleep, so I thought it would be like the most appropriate title.
Gotcha.
And I would actually credit her as a producer, because she actually was there with me when I recorded the vocals to make sure cool. I didn't mess up the pronunciation.
That is cool.
Because I'm not 100% native speaker.
Right.
I'm like 5 or 10% fluent.
Gotcha.
But
okay.
she was fantastic, and she was like, "Yeah, you got to say it like this. You got to sing it like that." So.
Okay.
Shout out to her.
All right, definitely shout out, Mom. And you know what? While we're at it, let's do some shout outs. Shout out the team. Shout out your supporters, and then let's go into your social media. Let people know how they can find and follow you.
Absolutely. So I worked and collabed with a lot of people. On my album, I just kind of quickly just say their names. So I mentioned Brandon, Crezo, PTO. They helped produce some of my earlier songs. Lewis, Joel, Will. I'm trying to think of everybody that's playing with me. Jenna, she's fantastic on keys. Jesse on guitar. He's also helping produce some of my songs. My parents, my family, my friends. Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. So many people that have helped me along the way. And Angie, she's another artist in the area. But yeah, just lots of love, lots of local artists that I'm so thankful for in the DFW area that have allowed me to play in their lineups and getting to know them and just collaborating with more people.
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right, and then let people know how they can find and follow you on social media.
Of course. So on Instagram, I'm at Yasmeen Z Music. That's YAS as in Sam, M as in May, EEN as in Nancy, Z as in Zebra, Music. And that's me on Instagram. That's me on Twitter and Facebook.
TikTok as well, right?
TikTok as well. Yep.
All right. And then we spoke about it before. They can hit you up on iTunes, download all the music, support, and go from there. So I'm going to do the last question, and then I'm going to let you introduce your brand new song. Give me 3 things that listeners, fans need to know about you. They need to know about you.
That's a good question. And this could be like random stuff too, right?
It could be something you could do. It could be something that you do, it could be something quirky. It could be something that you're proud. I mean, it's just 3 things that they need to know about you.
Okay, great. I have a cat who's the love of my life. Okay. Her name is Aria. I got her over the pandemic, and she's been like the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I'm such a cat person.
Gotcha.
So I guess that's one.
All right, one.
Shoot. I'm trying to think. That's a good question. I guess I recently moved. I have my own place. It's been really nice.
All
yeah.
Right. There you go. That's 2. That works.
Independence. Shout out to Independence.
There you go.
Even though, I guess this is one. Even though I didn't grow up with like music theory or anything like that, I self-taught myself a little bit of keys, piano, and self-taught a little bit of guitar as well. As well as self-teaching myself how to record, mix, and master vocals as well, and songs, so I can just better learn for myself. I'm always very much eager to learn anything new. So audio production.
Is there anything that you do not know how to do? I mean, that's probably the question we should ask. There's
plenty. There's plenty.
Listen, Yasmeen, you are an amazing person. Super talented, well educated, very well spoken. I mean, you're paving the way. You got a whole vibe to you. I appreciate you, your talent, and your time. I really, really do. I can't wait for this album to drop. I'm going to be first online to purchase it. I can't wait. I'm going to stop talking right now. I want you to introduce your brand new single. Again, thank you so much. Take it away.
Thank you so much for having me. Again, this is Yasmeen, and you're about to listen to Something Good from my album Pure Bliss.